Now let's take another look at those winning numbers. Remember, there are multiple ways to win. We'll see you back here Monday night. Good night.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12, NBC 26 at 11.
Throughout the evening, we saw some rain across CSRA, but Emily Acton, looking at tomorrow, you're saying it's going to be hot too.
Oh yeah, tomorrow definitely going to be a scorcher out there as we head into the overnight. Still pretty warm. We are in those 70s right now, upper 70s in some spots. Waynesboro reading at 79. If we go a little bit more closer to the coast, they're still in those lower 80s right now. It's 74 though in Augusta. Rain has almost officially moved out. There's still a couple of light showers still lingering on in the CSRA, but overall we are mostly dry now, and that's going to stay true overnight tonight. But Craig, like you said, we're bringing the heat tomorrow. It is going to be a very hot day. We have excessive heat warnings. That's when we're expecting heat indices to be above 109 for several hours. That's what that excessive heat warning means. Excessive heat watch for other portions of the CSRA, and that's just, maybe it's not going to be several hours long, but we could likely see that 109 feels like temperature. So everybody's going to be warm and hot in the CSRA. Don't pay too close attention to those colors. Just know it's going to be hot out there.
Alrighty, thanks for the heads up. Well, over to the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. They're asking for your help to find this missing man. Jai Chen was last seen Friday afternoon around 3:30 at Reserve Lane in Augusta. Chen is about 6'2" with black hair and brown eyes, and if you see him or have any information on where he can be, call the Sheriff's Office. Well, today Augusta held its second Afro-Caribbean Fest over at the Common. Our Sydney Hood stopped by the event tonight, and Sydney organizers say that this was an even bigger turnout than last year.
They did, Craig, and it really felt like you were in a different culture. There was food, clothes, and music from more than 10 countries from Africa to the Caribbean. And the kicker here, you learned something about each country without actually having to jump on a plane and fly out there.
This is more like close to what we do in the streets of Mexico. We try to explain to people the way it is.
It's a taste.
We got a beef, we got a cheek with the cow cheeks on, and then we got a tongue, we got a brisket.
You normally can't find without a passport.
I would like the people see they can discover that part of Mexico too.
That's the idea here.
They open your mind because this war, you need to talk to everybody. It's not only you. It's a community.
With different cultures.
Everybody can explore different culture in the same place. You don't have to go to Jamaica, for example, to see what's going on. You can talk to anybody over here.
Here and there.
It's knowing and learning from each other and passing on knowledge.
Doing so with food and music.
We try to build the gap in between Africans, Americans. We try to connect the gap between us and to also educate people about us.
All around, there was something to learn and taste, of course, but organizers did say this was a larger turnout than last year. We don't have that exact number yet, but they are already looking at ways to grow even more next year.
Alrighty, exciting, tasty coverage. Thank you for that, Sydney. Well, passengers on a flight shared their terrifying experience after their plane reportedly dropped thousands of feet in a matter of minutes. During the flight from Charlotte, North Carolina to Gainesville, Florida, oxygen masks dropped down to passengers after one traveler said the cabin depressurized.
I was looking out the window, and then all of a sudden, like, my ears just started hurting. Those initial moments were really scary, really freaky, because your mind wanders and you have a void of information. You really have no idea what's going on, and that is your worst enemy.
Harrison says while the situation was scary, no one was hurt, thankfully. But American Airlines has not yet said what caused the cabin of the plane to depressurize. The man alleged to have co-conspired with convicted killer Alex Murdaugh is looking to appeal his recent prison sentence. A U.S. district judge sentenced Russell Lafitte to 7 years in prison, and he will also have to pay $3.55 million in restitution. Last November, a jury found Lafitte guilty of 6 financial crimes, including conspiracy to commit wire fraud, bank fraud, and more. And today, Augusta held its 9th annual Beer Fest. This event has become the largest celebration of craft beer in Augusta's River region. More than 100 breweries from across the country were at the James Brown Arena, including a few of Augusta's local breweries. And one of the event's organizers says the best part of the Beer Fest is the variety they can provide for the people.
Yeah, I think the best thing about it is keeping variety from a beer standpoint. We always try to switch out different types of breweries and different types of beer and make sure that they're focused year over year, that we're not having repetitive and the same types of things for people to enjoy. We also have different types of food trucks here today from local standpoint, so a different variety of food for people to enjoy as well.
Martin also says Beer Fest is a great event for the community to get involved.
Overnight conditions are going to remain calm, and that's going to stay true throughout most of our morning tomorrow. High temperatures, though, will reach those upper 90s. I'll have your full forecast coming up soon.
And Maui is struggling not just with the damages, but the wildfires have taken an economic toll on the island. We'll explain coming up next. One person dead and several others are in the hospital, and some still remain unaccounted for after a home explosion in Plum, Pennsylvania. It happened this morning, and authorities say the explosion destroyed one home, and flames from that blast destroyed 2 others. The explosion damaged at least a dozen more homes, and the cause of the explosion is still under investigation. Well, Maui is struggling not just with the immense devastation, but also a staggering economic toll. Tourism accounts for nearly 80% of the island's income, and the damage estimate could be at $5.5 billion. Carter Evans is on Maui with a closer look on the impact.
Lahaina was a magnet for tourists, and the dollars they spent were the economic lifeblood of this once thriving town, which now lies in ruins. This week, the visitors who normally flock to Maui were part of an exodus. The Kahului airport jammed with people trying to get out.
It was just,
I want to get out of here.
it was unbelievable.
Julie Brazil has a lifelong attachment to Maui. Her family's taken trips here every year from California for more than 3 decades. This one ended with an evacuation that lasted 30 hours in a small rental car.
Was there any point that you were scared?
I was, actually. There's this long line of cars, and I'm like, am I going to get out of here? What's going to happen?
Also on her mind, what's going to happen to Lahaina?
It's completely gone. They're going to have to rebuild. I don't know how.
To those who live in Lahaina,
there's no real jobs around anymore, around in town or anything. And like I said, the bakery where I worked is burned down.
Also gone is their way of life.
Everyone who came here, it was their happy place, and now everything we knew, can't go to the gelato shop anymore, can't go to the ABC stores, can't go to the bars we used to go to. Such a big sense of community, and although we still have that sense of community, it's not going to be the same for a while.
That uncertain future also gnaws at LaTanya Parker, who honeymooned in Maui and returned last week for her anniversary. Will you be back?
Not anytime soon, to be honest. Hawaii is beautiful, but this was a very traumatic experience.
Carter Evans, CBS News, Maui.
And during the first half of the year, Maui had nearly 1.5 million visitors. That's a third of all visitors to Hawaii. And those tourists spent $3.5 billion. Well, another major milestone for Buffalo Bills safety, Damar Hamlin. He played in his first preseason game today since going into cardiac arrest last January. Hamlin made 3 tackles during the home game against the Indianapolis Colts, and doctors cleared Hamlin to resume football activities last April. And he has steadily made progress rejoining his teammates during the preseason. Hamlin said back in April he still loves the game, and getting back onto the field is something he wants to prove to himself and nobody else. Well, coming up as well, Deputy is going above and beyond to help create a great-great-grandmother and her family to get back.
How can anyone love a cat more than a dog?
Because cats are adorable.
Debatable.
Did you get that GIF I sent you? Oh, the GIF? I definitely sent you a GIF.
What is the point of decaf coffee when you don't want to have the jitters? Then just don't drink coffee.
It's pronounced GIF.
I like window seats.
But if the window breaks, you get sucked out.
Hybrid, plug-in hybrid, EV, to each their own, electric. Get offers on select vehicles at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Get 4.99% APR financing on the 2023 ES350.
There's nothing little. There's nothing little about truck accidents except for the insurance company's settlement.
Possible. Raise your mugs, Mix fans. Become a member of the Morning Mix Mug Club. Sponsored by All Weather Heating and Cooling.
Head to wrdw.com/morningmix to win a Morning Mix mug.
And tune in every Wednesday to see if you're a winner. The Morning Mix Mug Club, enter to win today.
We're the big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal. Y'all hungry? Better be hungry.
You're watching News 12 on your side.
A deputy responding to a domestic dispute at a Denver area residence found an even bigger issue at hand: hungry children. That deputy went above and beyond to help the family, which includes a great-grandmother raising 2 children. Lucy Kavanaugh has the story.
During his near decade in law enforcement, Arapahoe County Sheriff's Deputy Ryan Weiner often sees people in crisis.
A lot of days it's someone's worst day of their life. I see a lot of suffering on the job. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of time to follow up because we're call to call.
But there was one domestic disturbance call that he couldn't put out of his mind.
Sheriff's office.
On June 30th, Deputy Weiner responded to the apartment where 71-year-old Vicki Green was raising 2 young boys.
Hi. Can I come in? Thank you, ma'am.
She and her partner had been arguing.
She told me that the 2 boys went to bed hungry and, that they woke up hungry as well.
A cruel act had escalated the dispute.
He ate these 2 last hot dogs in the house that were supposed to be for the boys and made them just sit there and watch while he ate them. As a father and as a parent and just as a good human being, that just felt so vengeful and so mean. I'm real worried about your kids not having any food.
Instead of moving on to the next call, Deputy Weiner and his partner went to a nearby grocery store.
I don't want them to go hungry, and it sounds like they haven't eaten last night and they're not going to eat today. I just knew there was something that I could do, and I didn't want to leave having that feeling later, knowing that in that situation I could do more.
When he returned with bags of groceries, Green was overcome with emotion.
What's wrong? What's wrong? What's that? Oh, ma'am, please don't be embarrassed. This is my gift to you. You're so welcome.
It was not just an obligation or a duty. I think he did it because he cared.
I just felt grateful in that moment that, in some way, in that tiny way, there was some minute resolution for the time being for her.
The groceries may have fed Vicki Green's family that day, but Deputy Weiner's kindness continues to feed her soul.
He was a blessing. I was not his, he was my blessing. I'd do it all over again.
Lucy Kavanaugh, CNN, Colorado.
Really touching way to pay it forward there. Well, this is a special weekend for stargazers. The Perseid meteor shower hits its peak tonight and tomorrow when the crescent moon will be minimally illuminated. Officials with the Abrams Planetarium at Michigan State University say dozens of meteors will zoom through the sky per hour. To get the best view, you should find an area with little to no light pollution. The Perseid meteor shower ends on September 1st, so good news for some of our outer counties there. Away from all the light pollution, nearby downtown, I guess I can only imagine seeing just a little bit there. But Emily, any heads up for our stargazers?
It might be a little cloudy out there. Thankfully, though, the rain is out of here. But I was thinking there, whenever the camera came on to me, I was reading up on it, and I think it's either 37 or 137 miles per hour.
Wow.
No. Miles per hour per second, maybe? Okay, we're going to scratch that, but that's how fast those things move. I'm going to have to look it back up again, but it was crazy. But yeah, whenever it came to me, I was in deep thought there. Anyway, so we could move on to the forecast. You might not have the best chance to see any meteor showers this evening, but maybe tomorrow. Like I said, overnight we're going to be partly cloudy, so really depending on exactly where you are. Rain, though, has officially moved out of our area or even just dissipated. It's not even tracking along the coast, so that's some good news. We saw a very hot afternoon And this is not even the warmest we're going to see this weekend. Here are the highs for tomorrow. Now, if you remember back to today, we saw around 95. For most of us, tomorrow, we're expecting those upper 90s, 98, 97, a little bit better. But again, those heat indices will surpass that 100-degree mark. So that's the feels like temperatures. Again, definitely going to surpass that 100-degree mark tomorrow. So very hot day in store for us. Now, not much relief in terms of rainfall throughout the day. We might get a little bit. Again, to start off our Sunday, might see an isolated shower. I'm thinking a low chance here, but as we get into the afternoon, maybe roughly a 20% chance of a passing shower or thunderstorm. Will warm up, like I said, into those upper 90s. Gonna feel like some places they have some heat warnings out, excessive heat warnings, and that's because we could see feels like temperatures past 109. So again, a very hot day. I can't emphasize that enough. Tomorrow, a little bit of cloud cover overnight, so that's some good news there. Things are going to stay a little bit on the warmer side with that cloud cover, but not expecting a whole lot of rainfall. Now that's going to come on Tuesday, where we can expect showers and thunderstorms to move through. But I mean, we got to get through Sunday and Monday first, Craig. 80, 98. I was about to read it the other way. 98 for the temperature, the air temperature. We're not even talking about humidity or anything like that. So very hot day. Definitely need to be taking those precautions. But we're cooling down. Tuesday, we're going to see those showers, but then we're going to be in those lower 90s Wednesday, Thursday. But just note, too, there's an unspoken 10% chance of rain every afternoon until we really get into October. I mean, just kind of keep that in mind as well, but not a bad 7-day.
Gotcha. Summer just doesn't want to go away. Well, coming up in sports, Heisman winner and #1 draft pick Bryce Young makes his debut in Charlotte. Plus, we get a sneak peek of the Falcons' defense. That's coming your way next. And as we head to break, here's a live look at Pittsburgh and your winning lotto numbers.
She said yes.
Yeah!
So fast, so reliable, so much to love. For a limited time, get Internet 1 gig for just $59.99 per month.
Wow. First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Lexus Acura Infinity. On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
All right, no more sitting on the edge of your seat. The wait for the NFL preseason is officially over. Today, another day for teams to show their cards. For the Panthers, that was their new ace, Bryce Young. They say the NFL is a reality check for many young players. Against the Jets, the Panthers O-line decided to make it one it'll be hard for Young to forget anytime soon. In on 10 plays, Young finished 4 of 6 for 21 yards. He picked up just 1 first down. The 2021 Heisman winner was hit on 3 of his 7 dropbacks. He didn't turn the ball over, so hey, that's good news. Jets pummeled the Panthers on their home turf, 27-0. Young's grading is not one you can find on a report card.
If there's a negative play, again, there's a sack. Ultimately, I allowed myself to get sacked. I could have gotten the ball out quicker. I could have moved. I could have. So, yeah, of course, I take responsibility for that. And then I know, we all have that same mindset of what could we have done better as a group, as a unit. So, yeah, we all take accountability for that, and we all want to get better and improve so we can get more efficient as a unit.
The Panthers offense didn't see a ton of movement. They racked up 165 yards, but that was the plan. Head coach Frank Reich says he wanted to keep the playbook generic and not show some of their best stuff. Okay, on to the Falcons. They've loaded up on the D this offseason, picking up guys like Zach Harrison, DeMarco Hellams, Jesse Bates, and a pair of former first-round corners. Last night in their 19-3 win against the Dolphins, while their starters were sitting, the new guys on defense were putting in some work. Against Miami, they had 3 interceptions, 5 sacks. Dolphins went over 3 in the red zone, which Coach Smith expects to be the new normal for opposing offenses.
We got down there, but you don't panic. That's what you want to see is guys understand that, hey, they may make a play. Guy may make a hell of a throw and catch on the sideline, get down to 5, let's pull up and get them off the field. And I thought you saw that tonight. That's a mindset, but it's throughout the whole team and the staff. It's what we try to simulate, and then more importantly, you got to have the right guys to do that. And I think a lot of our guys have the right character makeup.
Rookie running back John Robinson, who went number 8 in the draft, did not see any action last night, but you won't have to wait too long to see him. He makes his debut against Cincinnati next weekend. I mean, you really can't make this stuff up. Braves in a doubleheader today. Take game 1, 21-3. They scored 8 runs in the 9th, 6 homers for the Braves in game 1. They blanked the Mets in the 2nd. Over in Sam, Green Jackets narrowly escaped the Red Sox in a nail-biting finish. The Sox put up 4 in the 9th to jeopardize the Jackets' lead. They ended on a flyout to center. About 3 hours in the opposite direction sits the Rome Braves. It's where many of our Green Jackets go, making their way up the Braves pipeline. Well, hold the Braves. Rome is dropping the Braves moniker next season. They've been named the Rome Braves for 20 years. It's not unusual for the name drop. The Gwinnett Braves became the Stripers in 2018. The Mississippi Braves will now be the last remaining team to carry the parent club's nickname. All right, just before we go, third round of the FedEx St. Jude Championship, Sam Burns on the par 3 11th. 157 yards out. Nothing but the bottom of the cup for the A's. Sam Burns just absolutely making it look way too easy.
Well, even though we saw some heavy rainfall at times, less than half an inch for Augusta and Aiken. I'll have one final look at your forecast coming up.
Is a new title really?
We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Alrighty, before you go, did you know that today is World Elephant Day? And to celebrate, the Winsted Zoo in England released this video of an 11-month-old Asian elephant enticing others to play as they try to sleep. World Elephant Day launched in 2012 to bring attention to the animals, and they're one of the most persecuted species in the world, hunted for their ivory and facing habitat loss because of brought on human conflicts. With more of these adorable, videos, just, bring awareness with more adorable videos. That's what I gotta say.
I love that. I mean, they're my favorite animal. Like, I don't know. So I'm from Cincinnati, and they have the peanuts things where you can put, feed them, and it was really cool growing up. I mean, they're like one of the best animals out there.
Elephants are my favorite animal too. I mean, their faces. I mean, you just can't get enough of the preciousness that they bring with them. I don't know. So cute. So cute. Love to see it. Know that there's gonna be a hot day tomorrow.
Alrighty, well, thanks for that, Emily, and thank you for joining us here at News 12 at 11. Be sure to stick around tomorrow with more.